This new protection against what can be a major annoyance.
Are you tired of someone calling, trying to sell you something just as you are about to sit down to eat dinner? Well, there is now a way to make it stop. The Federal Trade Commission's website at www.donotcall.gov was a popular place. It was expected to log nearly 1 million phone numbers in its first day, an indication perhaps of just how fed up Americans are with unwanted sales pitches over the phone.
Unwanted telemarketing calls are intrusive, they are annoying, and they're all too common.
So says Mr. Bush. Consequently, the Federal Trade Commission has established the National Do Not Call Registry. It gives people the option of registering their phone numbers either by going to the FTC's website or with a toll-free number. Once your number is registered, the telemarketers are supposed to leave you alone. Times reporter Marisa Lagos.
If they call you and you're on the list, you can report it to the Federal Trade Commission, at which point they can go after the company for up to $11,000.
The law putting a halt to unwanted sales calls takes effect October 1st. Telemarketers say their industry will not simply go away.
We'll continue to do business as we always have, abiding by the laws, and in every effort trying to target those people most receptive to receiving a call.
If you are less than receptive, the web address is www.donotcall.gov. The federal government estimates that some 60 million people will sign up for the registry over the next year and that the service will block around 80% of all unwanted calls. Now, so many people were hitting that new website today that it slowed down. The FTC, though, says it did not crash and that things should improve over the next couple of days. More information on all of this on our websites at KTLA.com and LATimes.com. And that is the very latest from the news desk here at the Los Angeles Times. Back to you.
A federal court in Virginia has indicted 11 men, 7 of them United States citizens, for allegedly having ties to a terrorist organization and plotting to take part in a violent jihad or holy war. The government claims the suspects practiced small unit military tactics at a paintball facility in Virginia, similar to the one seen here. And court documents accuse them of participating in mock war games with intent to serve in armed hostility against the United States. The suspects are accused of associating with an Islamic extremist group known as Army of the Righteous, which is seeking independence for India's province of Kashmir. And deadly violence continues inside Iraq, with 2 more American soldiers killed in just the past 24 hours. Major combat may be over, but scattered attacks on United States forces are on the increase. KTLA Washington correspondent Grant Rampey has that report from the Pentagon.
Well, many of the 140,000 U.S. troops still in Iraq are finding themselves caught up in the kind of urban fighting they thought they had avoided. One of the latest casualties, a soldier who'd stopped at this Baghdad market to buy a DVD.
He took the U.S. dollars out of his pocket, and as I looked at the money, I heard a bang. He froze and then fell backward.
The soldier critically wounded with a shot to the neck. His attacker disappeared into the crowd. North of Baghdad, U.S. troops keep up the search for 2 of their own, missing since Wednesday. The men apparently abducted from their remote checkpoint.
Investigation does continue, and we hope, as a result of what we're finding, we'll be able to recover our missing soldiers.
Then there's the case of the U.S. soldier killed on Thursday after he stopped to investigate a car theft south of Baghdad.
Looked like a coordinated ambush.
Troops from his unit say the recent rash of attacks are really getting to the families back home.
My mother's crying, all my family's crying.
The president says he intends to finish the job begun here, bringing democracy to the Iraqi people. Secretary of Defense Donald Rumsfeld, briefing lawmakers on Capitol Hill today, blames the trouble on criminals, extremists, and Saddam loyalists.
They're doing things that are unhelpful to the Iraqi people.
Rumsfeld says he doesn't believe the U.S. is caught up in a guerrilla war. More and more officials here and at Central Command in the Persian Gulf are debating whether they should change tactics and strategy. But within the Bush administration, the recent losses are reportedly viewed to be militarily insignificant. At the Pentagon, Grant Rampey, KTLA News.
Encouraging news tonight from the Middle East. Israel has agreed to pull back troops from some Palestinian areas And Islamic militants say they will cease fire on Israelis for 3 months. The progress in negotiations came despite continued violence in the area. A raid by Israeli commandos left 4 Palestinians and an Israeli soldier dead in the Gaza Strip. Meantime, in Washington, Secretary of State Colin Powell says the agreement is an important sign that leaders are making headway in implementing a U.S.-backed peace plan. Israeli troops are expected to start pulling out of the Gaza Strip and Bethlehem by early next week.
And just ahead tonight here on News at 10, the fight for your right to have a lap dance. We'll be right back.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Chrysler. There are 2 new attractions at the Disneyland Resort, and KTLA wants to send you there. The many adventures of Winnie the Pooh adds to the magic of Disneyland Park, while Playhouse Disney live on stage sings and dances its way into Disney's California Adventure Park. Winners will win tickets to both parks in an overnight stay at the luxurious Disney's Grand Californian Hotel. Log on to KTLA.com/contest for your chance to experience a whole new world of magic at the Disneyland Resort.
The Robinsons May 15-hour mattress sale is right now. Get any size mattress for just $88 each piece. Buy a queen set for the price of a twin set. Plus, save an extra 10% on our premium sale prices. Choose from Beautyrest, Posturepedic, Perfect Sleeper, and Back Supporter. Ask about deferred billing. Buy now, no payment till November. There's always something exciting at the 15-hour mattress sale. Only at Robinsons May.
Imagine cruising in your brand new Kia Spectra. You got the tunes cranked, the controls at your fingertips, and cash in your pocket. And with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, you're not worried about a thing. Just driving and taking in that new car smell. You know, the real kind. Not that stuff that comes in a bottle. The Kia Spectra, loaded with features for thousands less than a Civic. Imagine that.
Visit your Southern California Kia retailers. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Papa John's.
A proposed ordinance that would ban lap dancing at Los Angeles strip clubs has upset many people in the adult entertainment industry. Tonight, one strip club held a fundraiser to raise money for their fight to save lap dances. Jim Nash is live in Canoga Park with the latest on this story. Jim.
Well, Lynette, we know that some members of City Council want to ban lap dancing, which is the main attraction of men's clubs like this. But we've learned tonight that there may be a deal in the works to keep lap dancing legal in L.A. Meanwhile, at this club in Canoga Park, they're taking no chances. They're having a fundraiser tonight to fight the proposed new law.
Squaring to that land. You guys understand me?
Right, Mr. Biggs. I'll employ the usual underhanded methods and get that land dirt cheap.
Porn star Houston is the featured dancer tonight at the Exposed Gentlemen's Club in Canoga Park, part of a fundraiser to fight City Hall and a proposed new ordinance that would ban lap dancing in Los Angeles. That means staying 6 feet away from customers, no touching, no personal tipping. Houston says although she doesn't lap dance, she knows lots of women who will be out of work if lap dancing is banned.
It's not prostitution at all. It's just a fun time. And everyone should be able to do that. And I think if they stop it, there's going to be a lot of women that are out of work.
But lap dancing is just part of the complaints about strip clubs. Neighbors don't like what they call risque behavior and a bad influence on children around the nightclubs. Councilman Dennis Dine has told reporters, I think it's time we wipe the sleeves from the communities that want to have a quality of life. But tonight, Zine could not be reached for comment on an alleged deal with club owners to still allow lap dancing. Houston's business partner, Fred Sherman, says both club owners and politicians don't like all the publicity about lap dancing.
And I think both sides have come together and said, we don't like this, and what can we do to make this go away?
Now, one city council source told us tonight that there may be some minor changes in the way clubs like this operate, but basically, lap dancing, as the customers here know it, is very likely here to stay. We're live in Canoga Park. Hal, Lynette, back to you in Hollywood.
A victim support group for those sexually abused by clergy say a United States Supreme Court decision to overturn a state law could free some 800 convicted child molesters. The United States Supreme Court yesterday struck down a law that allowed prosecution after the statute of limitations had run. The decision will result in the release of some priests convicted and will result in charges being dropped against some of the accused. The group Survivors Network for Those Abused by Priests, or SNAP, said the decision is a major setback and is pleading with lawmakers to change what they called outdated laws.
We want legislators to enact new laws and strengthen existing laws so that abusers and those who shelter them can be prosecuted and kids can be protected. How can this be done? Dangerous men can be required to register as sex offenders, even though their sentences are cut short or their prosecution is thwarted. The penalties for failure to report suspected abuse can be increased.
The ruling will have no bearing on the hundreds of civil claims against priests in Southern California.
A 39-year-old mother of two is on trial for murder, accused of drowning one of her sons in the bathtub. Christine Wilhelm has been diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia. She has pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity. The prosecution rested their case today after hearing from Wilhelm's 6-year-old son, Peter, who chillingly described how his mother led him and his 4-year-old brother, Luke, to the bathtub and told them they were just going to take a bath.
Luke is going to get drowned, and I knew when he was in the bathtub she was telling a lie, because my brother was quiet and I knew she was telling a lie.
Peter says he ran away before his mother could put him in the water. Christine Wilhelm told a psychiatrist that she wanted to drown the boys to protect them from their father, who she thought was sexually abusing them.
Investigators believe that road rage may be the motive behind a freeway shooting that left a driver wounded. The gunfire erupted late last night near Griffith Park. The man was shot in the arm while getting onto the Golden State Freeway at Colorado Street. He told police the shots came from another vehicle, which then sped away. This injury is not considered to be life-threatening, and nobody else was injured in that attack.
Crenshaw Boulevard will remain Crenshaw Boulevard for now. The City Council today voted not to consider renaming a stretch of that roadway after Mayor Tom Bradley until the proposal is studied further. The council did, however, approve the proposal to rename the street Tom Bradley Boulevard in concept. A Public Works Committee will study the implications of the name change and report back to the council. If approved, the stretch of Crenshaw Boulevard from Wilshire Boulevard to 79th Street would be renamed as a tribute to the late mayor who served 5 terms in office.
It's time for some viewers' views on past commentaries. Douglas writes, if we are unable to stabilize either Iraq or Afghanistan, we will be going broke, all for the dreamy visions of a few deluded, though brilliant men. They remind me of Kennedy's whiz kids, who led poor President Johnson down the path to ruin. My response is, we will not go broke, but better broke than more 9/11s in American cities. Philip wrote in regard to the commentary on traffic, the real block to road construction is a spoiled people in a utopian society. In the San Fernando Valley, a section of 118 freeway was held closed for about a decade, even though it was completed by environmental nutcases. And my reply is, it was not environmental nutcases. It's the Sacramento and local nutcases who failed to plan for the future. Finally, Abby, a student, wrote, I benefited from affirmative action in the California school system. I'm happy to see you are not shying away from these hot topics. I told Abby, hot topics is what news is all about. And those are some viewers' views and responses for a Friday night.
Brought to you by Volvo.
You think about the philosophy that cars are driven by people, how everything you do, therefore, is and always will be about safety. You think about that, then you build not just the safest car you can, but a whole family of them. The 2004 Volvos. It's National Safety Month, a great time to introduce our family to you during the Volvo June for Safety, June for Saving event. at your Volvo retailer now.
The swimwear sale is right now at Robinson's May. Save 40 to 60% on the best names in Mrs. and Women's swimwear. Use your extra 15% off entire purchase coupons. Only at Robinson's May.
Most states prohibit showing large breasts on television. Unless, of course, it's on a sandwich. The Big Charbroiled Chicken Sandwich. New at Carl's Jr.
It's so amazing. Hopefully I can make it.
Hopefully you can make it. Let me have your smile.
I can hear you now.
Verizon. Make progress every day.
You want the best values in America? Well, they're here now at the Dodge Summer Sales Drive,
where you'll find our best products.
Like the powerful Ram 1500 with an available 5.7-liter Hemi.
And our best deals, get a $2,500 cash allowance or 0% financing for up to 60 months on Ram 1500.
All with Dodge's 7-year, 70,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Let us prove we got the best values in America. Hurry to your Dodge dealer today.
This segment is brought to you by Apple Vacations. Do Oahu and spend 5 nights at Sheraton Princess Kaolani from only $5.99, including round-trip air, transfers, and much more.
A 15-year-old boy was killed as he led police on a chase through the streets of Cincinnati. The teenager flipped the car as he tried to elude officers by cutting through a park. Instead, he drove off an embankment next to some stairs and crashed 800 feet to the bottom of a hill. The 15-year-old was killed on impact, and a 17-year-old and a 22-year-old in the car were injured. The police chief says officers followed correct procedures, even dropping back when the pursuit reached dangerous speeds.
And a dangerous wildfire is keeping residents from homes and vacation cabins near Lake Isabella, east of Bakersfield. The fire is 60% contained after destroying 2 homes and a number of outbuildings, but high temperatures and the gusty winds could lead to new flare-ups. The firefighters are using bulldozers to create fire breaks and have thus far limited the flames to 140 acres and now trying to keep the fire from advancing over a ridge and threatening what's known as the Hungry Gulch Campground.
Hundreds of goats are being used as part-time firefighters in the hills of Malibu. They're clearing brush in the rugged terrain to help prevent a fire disaster like the one that destroyed dozens of homes 10 years ago. Stan Chambers has the details.
In 1993, a huge fire roared through Malibu and the Santa Monica Mountains. This area around Big Rock Mesa had 43 homes destroyed. As this fire season begins, there are about 400 fire goats on duty in that Big Rock Mesa Hills area above the Pacific Coast Highway. They are part of a creative brush clearance project. The goats are doing what they enjoy most, eating. The plan is for them to munch their way through 25 to 30 acres of heavy growth in the Santa Monica Mountains. Their brush clearing will help protect many structures.
They'll keep clearing as long as you leave them right there. That's the thing that's great about them, is because you can move them as a group.
These goats have already feasted on most of this section, and the heavy growth is gone. And the goats don't mind. They just spend all day long eating.
They're doing one heck of a job, as you can see. They just clear stuff that humans have had one heck of a hard time getting.
And unlike hand crews, you don't have to worry about poison oak.
The goats love poison oak. They'll go through there and pretty much eat it all.
This is the electric fence that keeps the goats on the hillside. Conditions here with this heavy brush worse now than even before the 1993 fire that burned through all of these hills. Stan Chambers, KTLA News.
The Pakistan President Pervez Musharraf is visiting the Southland this weekend. President Musharraf met with Los Angeles Mayor James Hahn and several city council members today at the St. Regis Hotel in Century City. Tomorrow night he'll be discussing Pakistan during a speech before the Los Angeles World Affairs Council. Earlier this week, Musharraf was President Bush's guest at Camp David. 30 years ago today, American prisoners of war returned to the United States from Vietnam. And tonight, some of the former POWs gathered for the anniversary celebration. It took place at the Richard Nixon Library in Yorba Linda. The theme of tonight's gathering was Open Doors, Vietnam POWs 30 years later. 150 former prisoners of war and their families were at the library for the reunion. The event also featured an exhibit of portraits and narratives celebrating the current lives of these former prisoners of war.
Los Angeles City Council member Ruth Galanter is a private citizen again tonight after 16 years as an elected official. Earlier today, there was an emotional farewell in the council chambers. Galanter represented the 6th council district. During her tenure, she initiated significant environmental protections for her district. She became an advocate of victims' rights after a vicious knife attack by an intruder at her home 10 years ago.
16 years here has been, as I mentioned to Nate the other day, a character-building experience, but it's also been a very rewarding experience. I've had the opportunity to learn more about how a city works than most people ever get to do.
Today was also the last day in office for council member Nate Holden. His farewell ceremony took place 2 days ago.
Action movie star Arnold Schwarzenegger had a big surprise for United States Marines at Camp Pendleton as he treated them to an advanced screening of his latest Terminator picture, T3, The Rise of the Machines. The star was introduced by Jay Leno, who earlier described Schwarzenegger as the next governor of California. Schwarzenegger has previously said he wants to wait until after release of the movie to decide whether to challenge Governor Gray Davis in a possible recall election. At the screening, he told the Marines he wanted to salute them for their service to our country.
Mindy Bravano has the night off. Leading tonight's entertainment headlines, comedic genius Gilda Radner is given one of Hollywood's greatest honors. The late comedian was honored posthumously today with a star on the Walk of Fame. Today's ceremony comes just one day before what would have been Radner's 57th birthday. Fellow Saturday Night Live alum Molly Shannon was among the many celebrities who attended today's event.
I just want to thank all of you so much for letting me share in honoring a gifted, funny, terribly missed, and brilliant star. We love you, Gilda.
Radner died in 1989 from ovarian cancer. Her legacy lives on in the form of Gilda's Clubs, locations where men and women suffering from cancer can come together for social and emotional support.
And for the first time in 7 years, the famed Joffrey Ballet of Chicago is at the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion. Included in the program, a Suite Saint-Saëns, Light Rain, and the West Coast premiere of the controversial New York iDNA, presented by the Music Center. The ballet's stop in L.A. will last for 6 performances only, ending this Sunday, June the 29th. In today's music headlines, also, R&B singer Brandy and her husband Robert Smith are calling it quits. Just 2 years after the platinum artist secretly wed the music producer, they have decided to split up. According to Brandy's spokesperson, the separation is amicable, and the couple will continue to raise their 1-year-old daughter jointly. Today's statement did not include any reasons for the breakup.
And in movie news, the long-awaited sequel to the blockbuster Charlie's Angels film is in theaters today. In Charlie's Angels Full Throttle, headliners Cameron Diaz, Drew Barrymore, and Lucy Liu are back for a second round of crime-fighting action. In spite of reports that the actresses' salaries were very, very different for the film, all 3 angels confirmed that the chemistry between them couldn't be better.
Okay. We literally cuff and support every single aspect of each other 100% all the time.
Even when we know that one of us is wrong, but that's supporting someone by saying, you know what, as your friend, I have to say that that's not...
Right. Yeah, and we never...
And Cameron did get paid a lot of money on this, but she also had to work craft service. It's not easy.
Charlie's Angels Full Throttle is rated PG-13, and it opened in theaters today. And coming up next on News at 10, was pregnancy the reason a maternity store fired an employee?
The Health Report is brought to you by Foster Farms.
The Lexus ES, highest ranked entry luxury sedan in initial quality by J.D. Power & Associates. And just when you thought it couldn't get any better, Now it comes with a very special lease. See your Southern California Lexus dealer.
The Terminator is back. Critics are calling it the most exciting movie of the year. Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines. It is time. Rated R. Starts this Wednesday.
At Philip Morris USA, we understand that people want to know where we stand on important tobacco issues. On our website, you can find out. For example, we agree that there is no safe cigarette. Cigarette smoking is addictive and causes serious diseases, including lung cancer, heart disease, and emphysema. The only proven way to reduce the health risks of smoking is to quit. For more, including links to sites that can help smokers quit, visit philipmorrisusa.com or call for a copy of excerpts from the site.
The 15-hour sale is Saturday with a preview day Friday at Robinson's May. Save 60 to 75% on summer clearance and take 40 to 60% off all swimwear. Plus, find 2-for-1 sandals just in time for summer. And all furniture is on sale, too. Use your extra 15% off entire purchase coupons, 10% in home. Don't miss the 15-hour sale.
Always something there to excite me.
Only at Robinson's May.
The CR-V, the Odyssey, and the Pilot from Honda. Different sizes and shapes to fit different lifestyles. But they are as much the same as they are different. Each is a leader in its class in safety, low emissions, and fuel economy, and all were named among the 5 best trucks by Car and Driver for the 2nd year in a row. So no matter which truck you choose, you'll have made the right choice. Happy choosing from Honda.
At work, Chandler's a barrel of laughs. Next Friend, coming up next on KTLA 5.
The company that makes clothing for pregnant women has been sued by a former employee who says she was fired because she was pregnant. Cynthia Papageorge oversaw the Mother's Work Company's Boston stores, but when she became pregnant herself, she claims company officials told her it was interfering with her work, and they fired her during her maternity leave. Lawyers say it's a very odd case.
The first thought when you hear about this case is there's a bitter irony to this, needless to say. There's a company founded on the idea of a store being for pregnant women being accused of discriminating against pregnant women.
Well, the Mother's Work Company says it was founded by a pregnant woman for pregnant women. They deny any discrimination against Papageorge or any other expectant employees.
And now a check of other major stories making news around the world. In Sacramento, California's 33 congressional Democrats are calling the campaign to recall Governor Gray Davis misguided and damaging to the state's economy. The lawmakers sent an open letter to all Californians asking the leaders of the recall effort to stop. The signatures of 897,000 Californians are needed to force a recall election.
Puebla, Mexico. Violence erupted in the streets of central Mexico as 500 street vendors clashed with police. The vendors were protesting a plan that would restrict their involvement in an upcoming festival. The vendors threw rocks at officers and overturned several vehicles, but nobody was injured. 10 of the protesters were later arrested.
Glendale, Arizona. A 10-year-old boy suffered severe burns while trying to imitate a stunt he saw on the show Jackass. The victim asked his 14-year-old friend to douse him with lighter fluid and then set him on fire. The 10-year-old dropped to the ground, rolled, and was able to put out the flames, but he suffered severe burns to his face, his throat, and chest. In tonight's health report, a Taco Bell worker diagnosed with the liver disease hepatitis A has prompted the LA County Health Department to issue a warning to anyone who ate at that fast food restaurant in Alhambra 2 weeks ago. Marta Waller tells us how hepatitis A is transmitted and just how much of a health concern it is for the public.
The important thing to remember is that while there are known food outbreaks of hepatitis A, they're actually pretty rare.
Hepatitis A is spread from person to person where unsanitary or poor personal hygiene conditions exist. An infected food handler at a fast food restaurant can spread the disease quickly.
We sent out the alert because there was an employee at Taco Bell who had hepatitis A and who was feeling sick on June 12th and 13th. And we thought it was important to let the public know about this person so if they had symptoms themselves of hepatitis A, they could alert their doctors.
The symptoms of hepatitis A include fatigue, nausea, yellowing of the skin and eyes, loss of appetite, vomiting, stomach cramps, and dark-colored urine. If symptoms are present, they tend to last less than 2 months, but a few people are ill for 6 months. Older persons are more likely than children to exhibit symptoms, and the average incubation time for hepatitis A is 28 days. Immune globulin given within 14 days of exposure can prevent or lessen the severity of hepatitis A.
If your doctor sees that you have acute hepatitis A, they'll tell the health department, and then we can send out a nurse to help educate you and your family of how to stop spreading it within your family.
Dr. Bancroft says the management of Taco Bell has been very helpful and is doing everything possible to cooperate with the health department and to ensure the safety of its customers and employees. For more information, log on to KTLA.com and click on News at 10.
And coming up next, a bank robbery suspect makes a bad decision, using his stomach instead of his brain.
And right over here is a trans light, as you can see in some background scenery.
We just wanted to say we're huge fans of your show. But not cheesehead-wearing Green Bay Packer type fans. And not name your pets after your favorite television character type fans. I.e. Meet My Dog, Suki. And certainly not hold a butane lighter over our heads for the ending credits of every episode type fans. Definitely not use an encyclopedia to look up every reference from Gilmore Girls type fans. Okay. Goodbye. We're just leaving type fans. It's totally normal.
Not a word.
Thanks for coming. Watch the front.
The Business Report is brought to you by New York Life.
The Hyundai Sonata, ranked most appealing entry midsize car. More standard features than a Toyota Camry LE, including a V6 engine. All for over $2,100 less. Add in America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles, and you win. Test drive the Hyundai Sonata, starting at just $15,839 at your Hyundai dealer. Hurry into the Hyundai winning season event and get a 2003 Sonata for just $15,839 after $1,000 cash back.
During Levitt's 4th of July sale, customers can expect to find a bonus in their furniture order, like bonus dining room side chairs, lamps, cocktail tables, and more. Bonus dollars off wall units, entertainment centers, and nightstands. It's the bonus event of the year. And with every order comes Levitt's fast delivery and the opportunity to defer all payments for 15 months. This 4th of July, shop, save, and get more furniture for less this weekend at Levitt's.
They say knowledge is power. For Brianna, that power comes from the benefits provided by Indian Gaming. As a child of an Indian casino employee, she receives financial incentives to keep up good grades. And Deanne went back to school to further her education with a scholarship from Indian Gaming, advancing her to a management position.
At a time when the state's in a deep financial crisis, we're delighted that Indian tribes are funding important academic programs.
Indian Gaming is working for California.
Well, listen, I gotta go, but my love to the wife. All right.
How's your friend in New York?
Doing great, ma'am. Thank you.
Good.
Could I call my mom?
Sure.
She's in Florida.
That's nice.
Say goodbye to worrying about long-distance bills. Say hello to all-distance service. Unlimited nationwide long-distance, plus local service, voicemail, caller ID, and more. All for $48.95 a month, our lowest price ever.
Presenting the Lincoln Mercury SUV. Lincoln Navigator. The all-new mid-size luxury Lincoln Aviator. And the Mercury Mountaineer. Now, during the Lincoln Mercury Spring Adventure SUV event, get up to $3,000 cash back or 0% financing for 60 months, but only for a limited time. See your California Lincoln Mercury dealer today.
A burglar had to be rescued from a New York City restaurant after he tried to break in through the chimney. He remained stuck there for hours until firefighters broke through a wall to pull him free. The suspect was taken to a hospital where police took him into custody on a charge of burglary. And if the story wasn't strange enough to begin with, a policeman and a fireman got into a fist fight over whose job it was to transport the suspect. Now, the fireman was booked for interfering with an arrest. And a restaurant also figured prominently in the arrest of a suspected bank robber in Texas. A suspect held up a Guarantee Bank branch in San Antonio, then dashed away on foot. Well, police caught the man sitting down to lunch at a barbecue restaurant right around the corner from the bank. A cashier says the man ran into the restaurant and used the telephone to call a taxi cab. Then he sat down and ordered the daily special, poor boy's sandwich and fries. He was still waiting for his food when officers arrived and took him to jail. Well, let's take a look at our weather. The weekend is here, and I hope you have some good weather in store for us.
It's pretty nice if you like sunshine.
Yes, I like it.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Okay, let's take a look at the temperatures right now at the Civic Center. The temperature is 63 degrees. This is a live picture of Los Angeles International Airport. Lots of congestion there. There is 93% humidity at the Civic Center. The barometer is rising, and winds are calm at this hour. The high downtown tops out at 76 degrees today. The overnight low was 61. Sunrise tomorrow is set for 5:42 and sunset at 8:11. Well, here is a story familiar to Californians. A major heat wave is causing power shortages, sending thousands of people on a hunt for fountains and shade in order to try to keep cool. The difference is the sweltering 90-plus degree weather is in Rome, Italy, where forecasters expect the warm afternoons to continue. A weak onshore flow is beginning to develop here in Southern California. This should help to thicken out the marine layer and bring slightly cooler temperatures near the coast over the next few days. However, the inland valleys can expect plenty of afternoon sunshine along with a warm weekend. And then here's a closer look for Laughlin, Nevada, where the afternoon high will be a cozy, sweltering 111 degrees on Saturday. Things do cool off a little bit for them on Sunday, just 110 degrees. And if that's just a little too hot for you, Newport Beach will remain in the 70s under partly cloudy skies this weekend. And taking a look back east, the thunderstorms will be on hand in Chicago, Atlanta, and Miami, while here in the west, the summertime weather continues just about everywhere we look. Locally, overnight, we are calling for lows to remain mostly in the 60s near the coast. Then moving further inland, Big Bear drops to 45, and Victorville, 69 degrees. Temperatures should be in the 90s tomorrow in the Inland Empire. Palm Springs reaches 111. Elsewhere, Anaheim tops out at 79. Woodland Hills, 88, and Long Beach, 80. Checking that 5-day outlook for you. Our UV ratings this weekend will remain at 10, which is very high, and that's thanks to the clear and warm afternoons, which should remain in the 80s heading into next week. And that's a look at the weather for you. We're going to be out at the Stroke Walk on Sunday at KTLA, so we all have to take our sunscreen.
Oh, well, I certainly would. It looks even like it's getting hotter later in the week.
Yeah, so be careful, drink lots of water. We'll be out there at the Stroke Walk all morning.
Okay, we may join you for
Okay.
that, yes. We're still ahead here on News at 10. A very popular sport that could take over the streets of Los Angeles.
And here are tonight's Fantasy 5 numbers. 1, 16, 21, 28, and 33. They were there and now they're gone. The Midday Daily 3. 6, 8, and 2. There are those first numbers for you.
This segment is brought to you by ExpertsToMexico.com. Take off to Cancun for 7 nights at the all-inclusive Occidental Caribbean Village Playa Car from $649.99. Hurry, log on today.
Declare your independence.
Smart & Final has everything you need for a great 4th of July barbecue, all at low warehouse prices.
Get smart.
Save time, save money at Smart & Final, the smaller, faster warehouse store.
This July 4th, if you're thinking it's time you had a full-size SUV with the tightest turning radius in its class, then your timing is perfect. Buy any 2003 Yukon equipped with OnStar and get the hardware and 1 year of service at no extra charge. Plus, get $500 Independence Day bonus cash. Qualified buyers can take the bonus cash and 0% APR for 60 months. Or get $3,500 total cash back. See the pros at your Southern California GMC truck dealers.
Kohl's biggest 50% off sale of the season is this Friday and Saturday only. Get hundreds of items and brands at 50% off store-wide, like 50% off our entire stock of swimwear and casual sandals. Get 50% off a huge selection of tees, tanks, and shorts from our biggest brand names. Save 50% on all Playtex and Olga bras, and take 50% off our entire stock of solid bath towels, every pillow and accent rug, every picture frame, and much more. Don't miss Kohl's biggest 50% off sale of the season, Friday and Saturday only. Kohl's. Shop happy, leave happy.
Imagine cruising in your brand new Kia Spectra. You got the tunes cranked, the controls at your fingertips, and cash in your pocket. And with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, you're not worried about a thing. Just driving and taking in that new car smell. You know, the real kind. Not that stuff that comes in a bottle. The Kia Spectra, loaded with features for thousands less than a Civic. Imagine that.
Visit your Southern California Kia retailers. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Come celebrate the savings at Smart and Final.
Coffee quarter-pound all-beef hot dogs, 3 pounds, only $4.99. Supersized Lay's and Ruffles, 2 for $5.
Get smart.
Save time, save money at Smart and Final, the smaller, faster warehouse store.
The Sports Report is brought to you by Mercury Insurance.
The luge is one of the most popular events at the Winter Olympics, but you don't need snow to enjoy this high-speed sport. Street luging is a growing sport for those with the need for speed. The riders roll down a ramp and they speed along the pavement while riding on a luge with wheels. The professional lugers also use the street to practice their skills during the hot summer months. And if you'd like to be the next luge superstar, the U.S. national team is looking for up-and-coming lugers tomorrow in Porter Ranch. Team officials will be teaching boys and girls between the ages of 10 and 14 on Reseda Boulevard between Braemore and Kirkholme.
I'm Steve Grant in for Tony Hernandez. It's Dodgers-Angels 2 this weekend, but this time the games are at the Big Ed. The world champs hope to reverse what happened last week at Chavez Ravine when they lost 2 of 3 to their freeway rivals. John Lackey did yeoman's service for his team tonight. The big kid from Texas held the Dodgers scoreless in the 7th and the 3rd innings, but he was still scoreless in the 7th inning against veteran star Kevin Braun. With a man on and 2 out, David Eckstein tried to change all of that.
Now they're playing area. Eckstein goes alley, left center field. That's a base hit, and the Angels take a 1-0 lead. Eckstein going for 3. He is in now.
The Angels added another 7th inning run to go up 2-0, but that only seemed to wake up the Dodgers in the top of the 8th. They had first and second, only 1 out, but reliever Brendan Donnelly gets former Angel Larry Barnes to hit a soft liner to second. They double up Adrian Beltre out second and kill the rally. Angels go on to a 3-0 victory. Kevin Brown's now 10-3 after dropping 2 straight decisions to the Angels. A record night at Fenway. It's the Boston first. Manny Romero slugs a 3-run shot off Carl Pavano. The Red Sox scored a Major League record 10 runs prior to making their first out. In an AL record, 14-run first. Now the 7th. Todd Walker lines one off the back of Kevin Olson's head. Walker actually wound up on second with a double as Walker was laid out on the ground for 9 minutes. Happily, the hospital reports his injury's a minor one, and he's in good condition. The Marlins aren't. They lost to the Red Sox 25-8. Here's a real rivalry game at Comiskey Park. It's 3-3, last of the 9th. The Cubs' Antonio Alfonseca goes against the Sox' Jose Valentin.
That ball hit hard into right center field. Way back, he looks up. You can't put it on the board. Yes!
Valentin's 11th blast of the year was a walk-off job. The Sox beat the Cubs 4-3. They've dominated Dusty Baker's squad this season, winning 3 of 4. No, it isn't a Dodgers old-timers game. Former L.A. pitcher Rick Rhoden's on the senior golf tour wearing a Dodger hat, and Rhoden birdies 14. However, he missed the cut at the U.S. Senior Open. Tom Watson made it, though. Watch him hold. Why am I whispering? He can't hear. Watch this 25-foot birdie on number 10. However, he ended his round with a bogey, so Watson trails Vicente Fernandez by a stroke after 2 rounds. Local NBA fans have had over 24 hours to digest yesterday's draft picks by the Clippers and the Lakers. How'd they do with their top guys? Well, J.A. Adonde of the L.A. Times chimes in with this thought on the Clipper #1 pick, Chris Kaman, the big center out of Central Michigan.
Well, I think this pick definitely means you can say bye-bye to Michael Olowokandi. I think we saw that coming already. It was pretty evident. If he hadn't played himself out of here and he'd contract demanded himself and then talked his way out of here. So I think this is the first step toward replacing him.
All right, what about the non-defending champion Lakers? They chose Illinois forward Brian Cook in the first round. He was the most valuable player of the Big Ten tournament. What's the deal on this guy that the Lakers took in the first pick?
There's some questions about his toughness. I think that's one of the reasons he was there. But obviously they need to address that power forward position, which has been a weak spot. They've been rotating guys in and out of there the last few years. So if he works out, then maybe they can have that position solidified for a few years to come.
Now, what did the NBA's #1 draft pick do today? Was LeBron James trying to talk Junior Griffey into buying Nikes? The newest Cavalier thrilled the Cleveland baseball fans by taking batting practice prior to the Reds-Indians game. Stay with your day job. The Bucks and Timberwolves pulled off a major trade today. Minnesota gets Sam Cassell and Irvin Johnson for Milwaukee in exchange for Anthony Peeler and Joe Smith. At Wimbledon, Venus Williams in the near court picked up her third straight lopsided victory. The two-time women's champion polished off Nadia Petrova 6-1, 6-2. Watch this as she advances to the quarterfinals. That's our sports for tonight. Over the weekend, we're going to have our Quote Me on that and also the Athlete Arrest of the Week, and they never let us down on that, as you know.
Yeah,
the kids are never good.
I guess you've had multiple arrests in the past, haven't you?
Yeah, on a daily basis.
Oh, daily. Right, that's it. That's our News at 10 for tonight. We thank you for joining us. Don't forget to join Larry, Marta, and Leela for the Saturday edition of News at 10, and Steve, right? Of course.
Have a good night. Have a great weekend.